All right, we're at Nordic Game Indie Night here, and we've caught up with a couple of robots in trees that I would say, ironically, have the visually most striking game on the display here. It's played here behind us. As you can see, a couple of blind monks. Could you just tell us a little bit about what the game is all about, and what are these guys experiencing back here?
So, Blind Monk is a mixed reality game that mixes like the physical space you're in with the soundscape, the virtual soundscape that you hear in your headphones, and the actions you do with the phone. So we see right now that they're holding the phone as a sword, and they're hearing, they're actually in, sounds like they're in a virtual environment, and when they turn around they kind of, they can hear the interactive, how they can interact with the virtual environment, with the soundscape. And so they think that to them it seems like they're in the virtual world, and the kind of all their physical actions kind of lines up with that, because everything just fits in the physical with the virtual. That's kind of the mixed reality, and it's kind of funny because right now they're really immersed in this world, but to us as a social game, they look really stupid. They jump and duck and turn around, and so. As you said, it's very visual in the physical world, and that's what makes it mixed reality.
So I guess my first question would be, how did you come up with this idea?
Well, we both had the idea to do a game where you just had sounds, and you were in a world that were described only by sounds, and then we thought of how we could do it, and we came up with our first try in this kind of game, which was a game with kind of abstract sounds, where you don't really feel you are anywhere, but what you have to do has to do with the sounds you hear, and only that. And then we wanted to move both in that, to do stuff with that, and also to do what we have just done now, try to do a game where you hear real sounds, and you are in the real world in your experience.
This might actually be the first game where I think visually impaired people have an advantage.
It was actually when we made the first prototype. There was a Nordic Game Jam this year. We were approached by people that were like in the blind, they knew blind people. They were like, I think that it was just visually impaired but not blind. And then he said like there's a lack of games for blind people because it's really it's so visual. So they would actually be really interested in doing that. So yeah. If they have an advantage, I don't know, but it seems to be an advantage to actually put on the blindfold, because then you don't really focus, there's no graphics, and it doesn't really help to see. So you only focus on what you hear, and that seems to really help, because it's supposed to be hard. You can hear those, like, you can hear the ninja kind of step along really softly, and it's really hard to hear if you don't really focus. So a bit like if you impair your vision, it's going to help you.
You don't see everyone around you who's maybe pointing and laughing or something like that as well. But is there any? What's the structure of the game? Is it just a narrative, or is the player measured in any way how they perform, or what kind of what are those mechanics?
Well, it's supposed to be. It's a narrative of this blind monk that goes through the Asian, Asian environments, and Asian landscapes, and he starts in his cluster, and then he goes through different levels, and then you meet a ninja at each stage, like with the different environments. There's like the temple, and you can hear inside the wooden floors, and you can hear the like people outside, thin walls, and then you go to the courtyard. You can hear the gravel and like it's called gong beating, and maybe birds, and then the fields, and then like you move through this Asian landscape and 50 ninjas.
So how did you create all these sounds, and was there like, is everything artificial, or do you go out and try to find environments and listen to how they sound?
Yeah, I've tried to go out and record some myself, but the way I've tried to construct these environments is just to put together very many different sounds from different places. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Right, so what's the plan for this game? Will people be able to download it and play it themselves, or what's going to go on with it?
Right now it's still a proof of concept, and we're trying to show what could be done. I see that the iPhone is a really interesting device. It has so many input possibilities like accelerometer, gyroscope, compass, GPS, and touchscreen, really great touchscreen. So you have so many ways of doing interaction devices that I don't really see people using in any way. This is like an example of what you could do. I think you could do way much more that we haven't seen before. It's of course a proof concept, and I think we're betting on releasing this summer somewhere. So, but still need some work, and it's mostly adjusting. We kind of have the concept down now, so it's a matter about putting some work into it and fixing the bugs and making it more fluid and easier right now. People are complaining. I don't know if anyone has killed a single ninja right now, but they're still having fun. They come say, "I'm really bad at this game, but I suck at it," this kind of shows that it's like just a concept that's fun and it's different and it seems to be very entertaining.
Maybe put in an easy mode and a hardcore mode for like actual blind people who are already like perfect at navigating the sound.
Yeah, real ninja, real monks that can concentrate. Maybe.
Real blind monk mode.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Nice meeting you.